Welcome everybody, we are starting into our Grand Gardens contest here in the Elder Scrolls Online contest I hosted, JHartEllis. We had a whole bunch of entries. I narrowed it down to our top 17 here, and we're going to go and explore these, get some decoration inspiration. What do you do to make a garden grand? In the rain, apparently. Okay, and Twitch chat is here. They will be enjoying this as well during the live stream, or if you're watching on the YouTube VOD, if you could please subscribe, that will help a lot. We are starting here in Crazy Vogue's Ample Domicile. Using butterfly bushes, using a lot of these colorful plants, making a lot of good places to sit. You can definitely imagine people coming and enjoying this place. Grand Garden's very open to interpretation. I mean, there's so many different ways to interpret that and how to actually execute on it. Love the sound of all the flowing water. I think water features are pretty important for gardens in general. Kind of like the kind of a life source on those. Beautiful. I love how all these statues have been incorporated too. It looks like we have a good viewing area up here. Okay. Go and see everything. Go explore things a little bit more thoroughly. I will be going through these relatively quickly. I will be going back through and getting screenshots and putting those up on my website, spicyeconomics.com. Have multiple thousands, over 4,000 housing pictures to get some inspiration from there. I will also be narrowing this top 17 list down to a top 6, and top 6 will each be getting a big 500,000 gold prize. Did have 2 entries on PCEU that made it to top 17, and the other 15 are on PCNA. I like to do a lot of contests here on the channel. Try to encourage people to get creative with housing. Just love the atmosphere here. Multiple places to go and have a good sit. Oh, love all the flowing water here too. Using some of these new Leowan water features. Incorporating statues. Kind of a tricky thing with gardens too, because you have all these natural elements with the growing plants, but if it's just wild, then it's not necessarily really a garden. So there's a bit of a human kind of manicuring going on with it too. That's not the right word, maybe not. Where things are a little bit more organized, a little bit more structured, maybe in a bit more of a beautiful way. So these different themes that kind of stand out. Kind of respecting nature. It depends. We could have some really twisted gardens here too. Not very many people that went that route from what I've seen so far, but that's always an option too. Go all weird and dark and with it. Okay, what a beautiful, beautiful home to start with on PCEU here. Great use of the windmill too. I like how you added the plants to that as well. Just a good balance here with all the plants. It would feel quite naked. Everything else is so lush here, just full and dense with life. And so I like that that kind of goes onto the windmill as well. All the vines on that. Wisteria boxes hanging from the windows. Awesome, awesome. So a lot of good creative touches to this. It feels so fancy here. Okay, and that's 1 of 17. And we'll keep going along here. Keep things moving pretty quickly here today just so we can get to them all. Yeah, 17 entries on this. We had 37 originally. So I went to all those and narrowed it down a bit. Okay. And thank you everybody with the great entries. Oh man, that was hard to narrow it down. Okay, and Agnimhov Dawn Shadow. I just realized something. I do have notes on some of these, and I may have just totally bypassed all that. Oh, Crazy Vogue, previous house, described their home as a lush floral garden, and that's exactly what it was. Okay, great, great, great. And on PCEU, continuing, we have Dawn Shadow. I said it's the outside. Okay. Okay, so here we have the outside of Dawn Shadow. I really like how they have these boulders from Somerset Home Goods Furniture. You can really use them to kind of segment off the garden areas, and then everything else is kind of a walking path. So it's kind of like isolating nature from humanity in a way, in a very respectful way. Again, not that it has to be that way, but it definitely has this very beautiful aesthetic to it. And a lot of other things that you can put into a garden, whether, like, before we had statues, here we have water features, and we have rocks and things like that. Again, building off kind of that natural element of it. Very beautiful. In this case, I even have the mount there. And Wolf is here in Twitch chat. They said, oh, making the top 17 in this contest was a real win for me. Thank you also for the opportunity. It was my first ever contest I participated in. Oh, that's awesome, that's awesome. Thank you so much, thank you so much. Then framing these as well to kind of highlight various features, like the statue here. Awesome. Love these moonlit cove vines with little speckly lights in those. Those are from the Southern Elsewhere Achievement vendor. Fantastic to get. A lot of color throughout this place. Just really pops. The theme today will probably be me just saying things are beautiful a million times over and trying to come up with different ways of saying that. So, just a fair warning. They all are. Like, I like it. I like it. I don't know. Anyway, and try and share that here today, so maybe you can be inspired as well, because these are some amazing houses today we'll be visiting. I like the vibe of this one. Going with a bit of an Elsewhere theme, the Khajiit feel with the cat peoples. A lot of color going on with that. Love that. Okay, and that's now I can say it looks so good, right? I think what really works in here is breaking it up with these curves, so that it's kind of a different scene from every single angle as you're walking around the path. And just all these different colors pop out at ya, and it's fantastic. Okay. And I'm going to hop over to PCNA now, and I have 15 more homes to go visit, so let me go do that. Continuing along. And there we go, coming back in. Yeah, I almost always make my house contests available for both PCNA and PCEU. I don't actually play a lot myself on PCEU, but I do the tours there. You run guilds on PCNA. In a couple housing guilds on each server, though, so that's always good. And if you're really into housing, there aren't a lot of housing guilds out there that are really dedicated to it, but if you can get into them, then that would be fantastic, or there's probably plenty of room for more housing guilds to spring up. So, it's a good way to bounce ideas off each other, and figure out, like, where furnishings come from, or maybe even just get a second opinion every once in a while, or just to show off, say, hey, I just finished this, you can come look. It's kind of a fun way of going about it. Can get things like the Essential Housing Hub, Essential Housing Tools add-on, and that way you can open up your house for visitors as well, show off that way. Have a lot of fun with it. Housing's such a big part of ESO anymore. It's been fun to see it grow as I've been doing a lot of contests. I've done over 100 contests at this point. It's crazy. It's crazy looking back at some of my old stuff, and I think I've got better at it over the years, so hopefully. I hope so. Okay, hopping on the PCNA. 15 more homes to go look at. Just had a visitor in your house a minute ago? Oh, that's awesome. It's always interesting to go into a home and there's like a random person there, and it's like, oh my gosh. It's like people like to see what other people have been able to make. Okay, there we go. Okay, continuing along. PCNA. I'm not going to these in really any particular order. They were like, I'm going like in the order that they were entered for the contest. So it's going to be fairly random. So, going to Swankery's up next has a Wraith home. Been to lots of Swankery's builds for other contests and tours. They say their entry is down by the water. They have all these cool things going on. They have like upside down mounts here. Like a path down to the water. Okay, yeah, I'm only focusing on the contest entries. I usually say for my contests to focus on like one area, just so it's pretty compact. It'll probably be a little laggy while my add-ons load up here, but we'll just get a good view of this while we wait for that. Okay, so we have Swankery has an amazing, colorful mushroom garden. Look how big this is. Love the color going on with this. So taking these large mushrooms and modifying them a little bit, maybe giving each one a little bit of a personality. Seems like they're basically 3 stars of the show here. We have the blue mushroom with all the Nidocorpus on the top, Azurplasm kind of underneath, kind of like as the spores there nearly. Bit more of an aquatic feel on the blue one. Yellow one, much more dry, very bright. And the red one, kind of a bit more like this drippy blood type of a look going on with it. Maybe that's just how I'm associating it, but I really love the colors on this. Lovely colors. Yes, and there's a bit of like a haze in this atmosphere. Yep, that's a good point. Oh yeah, and there's more color down below too. There's not just the mushrooms, there's a bit of like purple over to the side, a bit of green down below, so we have like the whole spectrum here. Fantastic. Should I go explore this? I don't know if I can. It looks like there's a path up to the mushroom. I'll go up there. Love the colors on this. So okay, 3 alliance shrooms. Oh, that very well could be it. It could be the 3 Banners War. We have Ebonheart Pact and the other 2. we have the Daggerfall Covenant and the Eldmeri Dominion. I see the yellow one rises above the other 2. I wonder if Swankery's AD. Maybe that explains a bit. Oh, let me get a little closer. I mean, it does have that platform, like a viewing platform, so I think that's probably mostly where I'm supposed to focus on. But, as this path, I'm really curious where it goes. Oh no, I'm gonna fall, aren't I? Oh, there's even more up here. Oh, it's just like a nice art piece. Getting like all the colors incorporated into this. Cool. Cool. Love the vibrant colors. Okay, beautiful. Can I hop from here, John Moo? With a splash. So colorful. Hard to do this in three dimensions too, because those mushrooms are so large. So trying to like completely fill those undersides so it all looks good. Love Swankery's creativity. And if you ever have like a big furnishing like this, like don't feel afraid to like change it up a little bit. Adding other furnishings to it gives it a little bit more personality. Okay, fantastic. And we'll continue along. Amazing, amazing. Next up, Azalea Stone. I have a little bit of a blurb to read for this one. If I can uncover it. I'll just read this. They say, "What is going on behind that wall? It glows all the time. I keep getting fungi spores all over me. Oh my, is that moaning and groaning? By the divines, what is going on in there?" Well, scary garden. Scary garden? Oh, I do hear the moaning. Should I be worried? Should I be worried? Big, fantastic mushroom gardens. I'm all about them. I'm all about them. Try mushrooms there. It's kind of interesting. I have all the mushroom emotes myself. They're fun. There's something whimsical about mushrooms. They're a little bit more chaotic. A little bit more magical and unpredictable. I kind of use them about, however. Love how this is all framed. Yeah, it's just full of fungi. I like how these are modified a little bit, like adding the little glow stalks in the middle of the mushrooms gives them a bit more of this alien look, or adding those snake vines up in the other one up there. Yeah, everything's a little bit different, Really like these planters. Given that it has this kind of bit more of a, again, kind of alien mushroom farm feel going on with it, using the really dark black dirt with those Cold Harbor boulders turned upside down, works really well. Actually makes the colors pop off of that a bit more. Using some of these new luxury breeds too. That's cool. That's cool. I like how quickly you've been able to incorporate all these new furnishings. Yeah, these new glowy mushrooms are new from a luxury vendor as well. I always encourage everybody to check out the luxury vendor on Friday in Hollow City. It's only up for Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning. Not very long at all, and things are gone for another year. I like the boulders being used for the dirt. We don't really have proper dirt in ESO housing, but this way it kind of looks just like a really rich, wet dirt. Maybe the rain's helping a bit. Tell funny Disneyland. It's so colorful here. Really love the density of it too. Just like a lot going on with it. We all need Mad God butterflies. Oh yeah, there are new crown crates that they added that have some butterfly furnishings. I think people, I think maybe Zaz realized people really like gardens and things like that, and just adding more cute little moths and butterflies is really not a bad way to go. I think probably some of the things people like the most. You can put them about anywhere. Just adding a bit of atmosphere here, I think. Oh, they have like a custom chandelier going on. Ooh, with some mushrooms in it. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, cool. Cool. Magic Mushroom Kingdom here. And thank you. That'll be great. Azalea Stone, fantastic. Wolf says, the last 4 slots I used in my garden were with those butterflies. See? See? It's funny what people actually like about pets and mounts. People are all about these like radiant apex mounts. Like I just want a colorful butterfly. That's all I really want. I think they pay attention to those sorts of things. Oh yeah, there's also a pet plant, which is, I guess, it seems relevant. Oh, can I do that in a player house? I can maybe do that in a player house. Yeah, I got a couple of those crates the other day, and there's a cute one. I can do it. Pet. Yeah, we pull out a little plant. This is what we're doing today. We're like, oh, we love you, little plant. You're going to grow, and you're going to bloom, and you're going to be so colorful. I like the color. Okay, and Saniferi has... Well, let me get up in here. Ooh, is that a throne I can sit in? It is a throne I can sit in, with mushrooms. Oh my gosh. In the back. Oh, there's even more going on. We have the Velothi Reverie in the backyard, which is where I'm at. Saniferi artist. I've been to a couple of their homes before, and they just really like kind of combining things together in weird ways, these artsy ways, and I really like that. So we have the throne with the mushrooms, and we have this piece over. Well, we have like all sorts of little things going on. Little things just combined together, just to kind of accentuate things a bit. Even this little piece here in the middle, that's awesome. Now I like how the Crimson Torchbug's just kind of playing in and around that. That's cute, because they're both moving. Yeah, okay, and then we have a lovely floral scene here, like a portal. Those colors just really standing out. Using one of those pools in the middle, so awesome. Digging the combos, no. Love the amount of mushroom love today. Yeah, I didn't really know how people were going to go about that. If they were going to go to more traditional garden, even like vegetable gardens, or... You know, we had some mushroom gardens here. Do see Alessia. I know that Saniferi likes a lot of lore. They're the one person that I know that very well might know the most lore about ESO and Elder Scrolls in general. I don't know. It might be hard to contend. They like a lot of Imperial things too, and older lore. They always are so helpful during my streams with correcting me. Or clarifying things. Okay, so maybe there's some lore built into this as well. Could be. Or maybe it's just very open to interpretation, and it just looks nice, because I really like the way that the colors play off each other. It's so bright there in the middle. The water ripply effect is amazing. Okay, thank you. And we'll continue along. Somebody in chat says, if you fill your home with mushrooms, then you won't have mushroom left. Ah! Yeah, you can only put so many mushrooms in a home before it fills up. Yeah, running out of slots is never good. Okay, we next have Megina 2020. I want to say it was this wing. To briefly go through these to narrow it down to the top 17 here. I'm going through it a bit more thoroughly now. And I'll go through it even more thoroughly to get narrowed down to the top 6. So, all good. Then we have Khajiit theme. Khajiit Terrace with Waterfall Temple Cottage. So this is more of like a hanging gardens type of feel. What was that, like one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, or something like that? Wherever that was always talked about. Hanging gardens of Babylon. People always have different visions of what that might have looked like. Maybe that's kind of my take on this. This vine is growing all over everything. The flowing water. Beautiful atmosphere. Great use of these structural pieces as well, adding these archways and everything. Building around the columns that you have to work around with this wing of the home. And it is very Khajiitified. We have elsewhere with the dragons and a bit of a, you know, drier oasis type of an environment. I'll just kind of go explore this. Looks like we just have some nice vantage points here. Looks like I might be able to work my way up to the top. So many vines. I know. There's some really great vines from a couple of the home goods vendors. If you want to check out the Elsewhere home goods vendor, it has a lot of great things. And there's kind of a hidden one off in, I want to say Malabal Tor, in the middle of nowhere. It's not in a major city, but the home goods vendor has a lot of nice vines as well. Love the statues and everything, really fitting the environment here. It's in Vogue, yeah, it's like in the middle of Malabal Tor, right? Love the mushrooms. I think nobody knows about it. There's like a lot of cool, like little brown mushroom patches there too. There's all these systems within ESO, and I think there's so much going on within ESO that you can take your time and go and explore things and discover things, but you might miss out on some really big key things like, oh, do you know that you can get all these cool plants over here? Fill all these gaps in. Anyway, really just enjoying this. Myth Lover says, I practically live at that furniture every time I make a new garden. Yep, that's great plants there. Love the lighting and kind of the shrine look. Great use of these plants here, the hawkmoth cabbages and the glow stalk here. They kind of resemble candles at a shrine instead, and without having to use the candles. That's great, that's great. Layering everything in here for the extra flowing water and everything. Fantastic, fantastic. Looks like I can go up a bit. Well, there's more to see. Am I supposed to go down there? I'll take a peek down there. Let me go up first, though. Good nap areas. Oh yeah, ferns as well. Somerset has a lot of great plants as well, and Merkmeyer has some great plants. A couple more weird ones. What did they hide in there to make that color pop out? What is that? Oh no, I can't tell. Oh, it's like a blue crystal and dwarven face. Cool, cool. And just these really beautiful places to sit and clear your mind here. A little bit more simple. Simple can be great. Nepchick says, I love all the Asian-inspired twisted blossom trees from the Somerset expansion. Yeah, they definitely have been adding a lot of great furnishings every update. It's very peaceful here. Just really enjoying the serenity of it. And, well, let me go down there. I mean, it's gated off. I don't know if maybe that just means it's not part of the contest entry, but maybe it won't hurt to spend 10 seconds to go poke down there. It might just not be part of the contest entry. But it's here and piquing my interest. Oh, they do have a cottage down here. They did say something about cottage, so... Oh, fancy little custom cottage right down in the Slaughterfish waters. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. It also has vines and everything on it. It's still quite growthy. Plant covered. And continuing the hanging gardens look. Okay, good deal, good deal. And we'll keep going along. Thank you, Makina. Continuing along, going to Elverine's Observatory Prior. Mournhold has your favorite bush. Oh yeah, Mournhold has a lot of big, cool mushrooms too. I like those. And Craglorn has these awesome goldenrod bushes. And I think people don't realize they're home goods vendor items because I see people selling those on the Guild Traders for a lot more than they cost. But it's always funny. Okay, next up, Elverine. They called this a botanist research workshop, trying to create real trees in Clockwork City using machines. A bit of a story on this. With a big reveal with the garden, with a lot of trees in there. Wish I could get even farther back to view this. It's like it's more like a workshop type of a garden, which is kind of fun. I'm trying to think of lore-wise what the deal with Clockwork City and plants is. They're able to eat, and they have nutriment paste. I'm not quite sure what it's made out of. Yeah, most of the plants in Clockwork City are also, they're fabricant. They are, as far as I can tell, also like made out of metal. I'm not quite sure how all that works, but yeah, Clockwork City has such an interesting look about it. So in this case, it seems like they've been able to get some real plants somehow. Garden by Sothis standards. Yeah, I think they're trying to be a bit more real with the plants here. Doing some experiments here. Maybe not everything's working right. A bit of a death happening here. Or maybe that's life springing from death, and it's the process that's working. Oh yeah, Everground Wellspring is an area of the Clockwork City with the quest about that. Yeah, I actually think that might be where this... I think that might be where this pet plant thing comes from. Are there any NPCs there that do this pet plant thing there? I swear there might be, because it's actually a clockwork bowl. So I think that might be kind of what that's about. So yeah, I've done the quest there. Beautifully dystopian. Yeah, it definitely has this busyness to it too. I really like that, like using these magical sources and the crystal sources and these kind of unliving sources, all the machine power and everything, and trying to make life happen here. And having some success with it. That's kind of a cool, important, hopeful, optimistic feel of this place too. And love all these planters they have going on here. Very full of the various... The dead bushes from elsewhere certainly help a lot to frame that. And then little pockets of color with cactuses and the cabbages and lovely trees. Okay, just another kind of shot from here. Definitely like that they added the water in there. Just, again, kind of a source of life. This whole place would feel maybe a little too mechanical otherwise, so breaking that up a bit. And it did say that there's something down below too, so I think I'll go down there really quickly. Yeah, and unique approach to this. Wait, can I just hop over here? Oh. No. I can't cheat my way down to the bottom. Get back up now. Okay, we'll be good. We'll be good. No cheating. I'm always looking for these shortcuts. Okay, and down below... Oh, I see. A bit of a process here, so it seems like they're actually successful in maybe growing some beets or something up above, and then they'll get plopped down here instead of nutriment paste. How fantastic is that? You get a real tasty meal that's not just whatever nutriment paste is supposed to be. Lovely, lovely fresh beets. Never thought you would yearn for them so badly. Okay, and we'll keep going along. Okay, next up, Gorak 60s Matison. They have a hidden garden, or maybe kind of hidden garden. Now I'll go look at. GL31 with a follower. Thank you, thank you. Can make the follower emotes happen. Appreciate that. Okay, over this way. Even just the courtyard here, very beautiful. Very colorful. Even adding the red light and lightning down in the fountain. Maybe a sign of things to come. Lovely, lovely hawkmoth cabbages leading the way. That's a clever thing you can do with lighting in housing, is that you can usually kind of direct your visitors that way. Follow the lights. It's usually a good guide. And going into a darker place. I think I have to go into first person mode for this. Okay, ooh, we have an awesome cave of colorful plants. I'll go even smaller here. Where is it leading? The music box I can hear. Pretty awesome. Yeah, these are the cactuses from Elsewhere Home Goods as well. They just have a lot of bright pinkish color going on with them. And that's not even the entry. Here's their garden. The hidden garden over this way. With so much color going on. Part of the color is coming from a stained glass window somewhere. Couple statues and everything in here. They have a lot of these stained glass windows actually. Each statue is lit up by them. Okay, how I can just sit here and enjoy this. There's so many plants in the foreground. Love the water here. I'm trying to think of where this is. This is at the very, very back of the Matison. So that's where that path led me to. There's a pool there, and it's been reframed quite a bit here. Love all the lily pads and everything in the water. All the lovely petals flowing through here. It's just like a wall of color, wall of plants. Feel like completely isolated here. Yeah, it's a really protected zone here. How awesome, how awesome. I love the path leading to it as well. A little bit of a reveal. Opening up. I like the path just by itself. Okay. I always wonder where all those luxury furnishings wind up, and this must be half of them. No, yeah, I love the Alinor wisteria and everything. Okay, continuing along. Awesome, awesome entry. And next up from Elverine. Has an observatory prior. We'll see how it's different from the other one we just saw. Okay, oh, there we go, there we go. I see giant mushrooms. And palm trees. Which is such a cool look with the clockwork stuff going in the background, because it matches pretty well. Green and gold. I guess I like the green and gold look a little bit. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a lot of mushrooms arranged very nicely. We have lanterns hanging off of those. It's very artsy. Very big. I really like that. Incorporating a lot of light here as well. Like lights everywhere. And using these clockwork pieces here as fantastic flower planters as well. A lot of light there, a lot of color. A lot of variety as well. I'm a big fan of flower arrangements in general. Do a lot of contests around that as well. I think I just really like plants a lot. I do a lot of contests based around them. I think they're kind of a really fun theme to work with. They're pretty difficult to work with a lot of times too, especially if you're trying to be creative with them. Maybe that sort of a constraint makes it more interesting. Yeah, kind of an oasis feel here. Yeah, more of these mushrooms with the custom little planters. Super, super fun. It's very tall too. It's an ambitious build. Love the ferns. Yeah, ferns don't get enough love. A lot of great ferns from the Reaper's March home goods vendor. Fantastic place to check out. Could be a Vegas hotel. Yeah, it definitely has this. It really draws your attention. And it did say there was some stuff down below too. Let me go check that out. Other way. We have, underneath it all, a custom gazebo of sorts. Mushroom gazebo. The mushrooms are the columns here. That's a fun way of doing it. And then a lot of these kind of drier colors in the center. A lot of lights. Using the map here as kind of what everything is growing out of. It's kind of like growing out of the world type of a feel. Yeah, definitely incorporating a couple of kind of constructed elements, like that divider fits very well there. Or up above we had all the clockwork bowls and everything, and so it's just a good way of presenting everything. Again, kind of nature meets kind of mechanical elements. Abba Bob says, glowy flowers get a lot of the excitement, but this is beautifully done like an indoor oasis with the palm trees. Yeah, using mushrooms and palm trees and ferns, they aren't all glowy. Yeah, I agree. I'm all about the glowy plants too. But making things work even without that, that could be a bit more of a challenge. Not just letting the lights kind of speak for it. Okay, fantastic, fantastic custom gazebo here. And very plant-filled and awesome. Okay, next up. We have something from Perfectly Humble. They call this Fleeing Florals. They're titling their art Fleeing Florals. I can imagine that being like a painting with, you know, like swirls of plants fleeing in the wind. Perfectly Humble has Scuttleblooms hopping on a hot air balloon. Oh, I love this so much. It's so funny to me. So we have this I love how active it feels. Kind of like I know that the hot air balloon isn't going to be moving in the wind, but they kind of feel like they are, and so it kind of feels like this is like a shaky endeavor, and like it's all falling apart, and like the sandbags are falling off and everything. They're trying to escape, but they can't. Very active. I love the Scuttleblooms. I love the one climbing the ladder. Yeah, it works really well. It's like trying to get up, but it can't. It's really struggling to get up there. The other two are like, yeah, get up here. I'm gonna leave you behind. Everybody else is just kind of resigned to their doom. I don't know. Something maybe terrifying is happening here. Why are they fleeing? Maybe they just want to go on an adventure and go to a different life. Bon voyage around the world in 80 days. Come back. What are the chains? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. There are a lot of different hanging Daedric things anymore. I may not be able to poke at it with my add-on. Not super sure. There's like Daedric hanging cages and a couple lanterns. Might be the lantern. Daedric lantern, maybe. It's pretty and funny. It's pretty funny scene here. And we have the nice planters behind as well with the water. It's a cute scene. They're gonna pull up root and go on an adventure. Or not. You stay. You stay. That's right. Everybody stay. Nah, they can do what they want. Don't feed them after midnight. Daedric Chandelier. Oh, okay, okay, that's what it is. Thank you, thank you. Funny scene. I find this really funny. Thank you, Perfectly Humble. Cute Scuttleblooms, full of little movements, little gyrations there. Add a little bit more energy to it. Adorable. I know. Okay, continuing along. Next up from Everelia, Strident Springs has an Argonian retreat. I don't see a lot of Argonian builds. Lots of times, I guess if I think of our Argonian culture, or maybe just the way it's presented in ESO, lots of times the Argonians are just kind of like living in the swamp or next to it. I can't think of them really taking much care of various plants, though. I don't know if that's inaccurate. Maybe that's just my interpretation. So, actually coming up with a scene in which everything feels a little bit more purposeful. I don't know, everything's just so framed so in kind of this very reverent manner. Tree very much prominent here with the lighting and everything. Everything's very dense here. It definitely feels like this really wet area. So a lot of water, a lot of growth here. Awesome. Like all the plants growing on the rocks and everything. Going some with algae-colored plants or putting the vines down there. Definitely sets the environment. And a lot of color popping off this. Feels very alive. Lots of moving flames. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. And a lot of... Yeah, just a lot of movement overall. We have the waterfall, and then we have all like the butterflies and the bugs. We have snake vines and the flames flickering. So everything's moving a little bit. It's full of... Oh, it also has... there must be an azure plasm cage in here. That causes a ripply lighting effect going up on the rocks. Yeah, that's all part of it. So trying to kind of dissect why it feels so full of energy here. Or adding the celestial nimbus down here. Just a little bit of it poking up above the water. Kind of a bit of like a magical fog popping off of the waterfall. Very, very colorful. Sony says, I like it. I wish Murkmire was a bit more colorful like this. It definitely has elements of that. That's one thing, is that most of the zones in ESO are not so densely decorated like a place like this is. That's actually one of the cool benefits of housing, which is you can really fill the details however you want. Otherwise, the rest of the world's generally kind of open. Plants are pretty sparse. Rocks are pretty sparse, and so you can come up with a very, dense detail where it's just like such an amazing scene here. Yeah, okay, just trying to describe it a little bit. I really like it. I really like it. Full of life and energy and color and beautiful sounds of frogs and other goodies. Okay, fantastic, fantastic, and I'll keep moving along. Next up, from Waverly. Waverly 13 has a moon sugar meadow. We have a Sigic garden. Okay, good deal, good deal. Love the moon sugar meadow. Very open. Can do about what you want with it. Waverly does have one visual effect in here, and that is just to turn the grass off. So that will be the deal with that. So here's the garden in the middle, and they said that there's a viewing platform, which must be right here. I'll go look at it a little bit more in person too. Okay, there we go. Beautiful garden. This is definitely more maintained. I actually like how they've done the thing with the grass off, because it looks like it's really matted down. Nearly like golf course grass type of a look going on with it. Where you can walk around and it still feels very natural. Definitely a highly landscaped type of a garden, which is different than most of what we've seen so far. Yeah, very formal garden. Yeah, lovely view. Yeah, lovely view using the trellises, and the archways, retaining walls, ending a little bit of texture going on with this. Love the swirliness of it as well. Definitely breaks it up. Water flowing as well. Yeah, fantastic view from here. Great platform. And I'll go look at it a bit more in person and see if I did see everything. Shrines and things like that embedded throughout here. A very formal feel to it. Or like this, go sit under the tree, read a book, sip on something. Up above, extra seating areas. So maybe this is like a garden for like a Sigic college. Trying to think of what it would be. People that are reading a lot. Feels very like a very wealthy feel going on with this place too. Yeah, just lots of little places to get away. Aristocratic feel. Yeah, that's maybe a good word. Okay, totally different from what we've seen so far. I think the rest of this isn't... Well, maybe it's kind of part of the build. I think this is just kind of them working on stuff. That's fine. Okay, yeah, beautiful place. Thank you, Waverly. Moonsugar Meadow, pretty good place for this. Really interesting to build right in the middle. I often complain that the one thing I don't like about Moonsugar Meadow is it has these rocks in the middle. It makes it a little bit more difficult to work with. But they incorporated the rocks here, so kind of building around them, and it just works real great. Okay, continuing along. We don't have a lot left, actually. And right through these. Next up, from Kazara, Moonsugar Meadow as well. They say, come here when it's sunny. I think it fortunately will be sunny here today. I keep asking for weather controls and day-night toggles. I'm gonna keep asking. Anyway, luckily it's gonna be sunny here today. We have a botanical water garden in the very back corner. And the grass is back. This is what was missing from the other house. Okay, so I definitely see buildings and everything over here. Head this way. Ooh, I like just like little, kind of like a flower blossom, but using like these bellows furnishings. That's kind of a cool little way to greet us into this. Oh, it's a Dragon Guard luxury vendor from the other week too. Already adding that. Okay, so here is the Botanical Garden, Botanical Water Garden. So using the water that comes with the Moonsugar Meadow, which is very brown compared to most all other water. But it works really well with this kind of swampy botanical water garden that they're going with. It makes a lot of sense to have this be a little bit murkier. It's kind of like you're taming the swamp here. And so lush, and all the colors pop out. Very beautiful. And it has all these walkways, so you can go and enjoy this leisurely. We're just gonna sit and listen to the water. Feels like it would be a big labor of love to maintain this place. Oh, cute. They have these little scenes here going on too. Like all these cute details. Like they have like these little turtles, like they're swimming. Oh, there's a park nearby. It's been several years since I've been there. But they have a big pond, and there are usually ducks and geese and turtles there. It's always funny to see the turtles because they just kind of tend to. Some of them will be in the water sometimes, anyway, floating around, swimming very slowly. You're like, what is that? What's that? No, it's gonna go harass that duck. Anyway, they tend to get along. So it feels very inspired. Maybe they've been to several other gardens like this in real life, and maybe we're inspired by that. I guess I don't know how you would really know what to put in here otherwise. Maybe just a good eye for it. Oh, we even have like this custom flowers using platters and everything. That's so cool. A lot of creative elements in this home. Oh god, Griffin up. Oh, Griffin up. Griffin likes the flowers. A bit more of like a nursery feel in here. Greenhouse. This is like a big, like, dedicated type of a build. Because like every single plant that has been placed in here is very like very purposefully placed just to like balance everything out. Again, more places to go and relax. Listen to the water. Solitude has a couple of plants as well with a home goods vendor. Saw a couple of those in the water. I'm like getting lost in this place. It's like so big. And I definitely like how everything is a little bit different. Oh my gosh, do they have a custom bee? Looks like a bee. That's I love it. I love it. I think it's a bee. It looks like a little. It looks like a big mechanical bumblebee going to get nectar from that fake flower there. Oh, that's cute. I love it. I love it. Oh, this is like a perfect house. I love just how everything flows, and you can go and explore everything, and you don't really know what's going to be at the next part of it. And different little themes throughout it as well. It's kind of like broken up, kind of like a grid. And everything's a little bit different at each place. Oh, how fantastic. I really love this one. Adorable. I'd like to live here, please and thank you. Yeah. Cute elements. I nearly think that there might be other things. Like, they have little turtles. Those would have been really easy for me to miss. Makes me wonder if they have, like, other little scenes here. I can't spend too much time. They even have, like, little candles floating in the water, just to add some light and make it feel like it's... A lot of care has gone into this place. Okay. Amazing, amazing. Okay. And we'll keep going along. A couple homes left. Viewing the top 17 here today. I'll go back through and narrow this down to top 6, which will each win a whole bunch of gold. And all these are fantastic. Yeah, okay. Good deal, good deal. Next up. From Ronan, has a Hunter's Glade. We'll have a bit of a different atmosphere with kind of the orange sky. Have an arrow. Follow the pepper. Okay. I like how it started to move right then. Okay, fun, fun, fun. We have a garden out this way with a music box. We have floating island garden with a glass platform. We can really get out here. I feel like I'm gonna fall off. I feel like one of these is like gonna have a hole in it. It's gonna fall right through. Well, okay, cool. Oh, we've had more over here. They even use that new Elsewhere reflector that was on this luxury vendor a couple days ago. I already added that here. Must have fit well with the theme. Love how they have the Markarth platforms that they're using for the planters here. A lot of color, and then we have all the water. Gosh, there's a lot to take in. Let me just get a far shot here again. Hunter's Glade, a really interesting place for this. It definitely like goes down the cliff here, so this really opens up, and then all of the, you know, sinuous maples and this kind of more orangey color palette fits with Hunter's Glade. Very magical place. I wonder why they're floating. Like, is there a story to it, a lore, a magic that's happening here? Definitely has an otherworldly feeling to it. What furnishing gives us this effect? This, it's a steel, the steelies. Are invisible on the one side. I kind of hope they don't fix that. They fixed it, I think, maybe for some of them. I tend to like it when they leave some of these weirder effects going on with the furnishings, so we can do cool stuff like this. Anyway, don't change it. Yeah, I really love the planters they have going on. Just nice and circular and full of the color and bright lights and everything. I see this Nedic orb. It's tempting me to smash it. I gotta smash. Oh, a goblet! Magic goblet in there for some reason. I don't know why, but there's a magic goblet in there. It must mean something. Maybe it fits this story. Maybe it's a Harry Potter thing? I don't... Maybe. This doesn't remind me of anything from that. I think it's just its own unique thing. Can I hop out there and hop on the island? I kind of feel like I need to. Let me, before I do that, take a look at these floating islands. Each one's like a little different too. Like they have like a mushroom one, a little darker. That one's full of color. This one's a bit more rainbowy. Yeah, each one's a little different. That's pretty cool. Perfect garden for this mystical atmosphere. Yeah, it's such a different way of doing it. And Geronimo. Oh, I can make it out there. Sink right into the rock here. Oh, I sink even further into the rock. What the heck? Learning all sorts of things about how these furnishings work upside down. I have become part of the garden. I will be the best fertilizer ever. Wait, no. Can I get out? I'm just gonna fall. No. Oh no, I'm part of the exhibit. Oh yeah, there you can see the other side of it. Yep, I have become part of my own contest here. Okay, we're good. All good. Hop on the... Can I get out of here? I'm gonna just fall to my death. Probably just gonna fall to my death if I do. That's fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'll just enjoy this. Let me go back to the beginning. Well... Most large furnishings don't have collision detection on the other side. Oh yeah, I've noticed that. Lots of times they'll at least have a texture, so I can use that way. Anyway, I think we saw most of that. We'll continue along here. Really fun. Okay, Tinkergell's up next. Had a bit of a backstory here. They say, take the path to the right. They say the sound of the sea is an integral part of the exhibit here. Take some time to sit and relax and enjoy the balmy summer evening and let its magic work. And they say the witching hour is the best. Okay, they say that the lights and the sea will create a magical poem to delight the senses and transform the spirit. Okay, off to the side. Looks like the whole place is decorated, except for the interior there. I'm just gonna start this way and work around. Hunding's fantastic seaside home, so you can hear the waves of the ocean. Of the music box playing here as well. Very colorful path towards the sea. A lot happening in this house. I'll kind of quickly go through all of it. Beach just full of life here. Bit of a magical place. And then here we have a big part of the garden with the greenhouse, with Nocturnal there. A little bit different. So Nocturnal like holds these crows up. It's kind of like she's, just the way it's framed, it's kind of like she's causing the plants to grow up, or kind of these corals. More like a coral garden. Very aquatic feel going on with all the lovely antler corals here. Sprouting JHarts. Yeah, I love the color. I think this would, I do think this would look a little bit more magical when it's darker. They did recommend coming at a darker time. But for now, you'll just have to be what it is, a little bit more washed out in the day. That heart Nocturnal is just a sexy bird-feeding lady. maybe that's right. We have Merkmeyer Path down here. Love how they have all the palm trees. Maybe the palm trees just don't get enough love. Going right onto the water. I love how they have this kind of framed with the curvature so that you can sit here and just really take this all in. Beautiful sounds. The whole place just full of life. Very magical feel. Well, there we go, a little Indrik family. Life is blooming here. Okay, and that'll take us back to the beginning. I think my favorite part about this is that big greenhouse. So much color going on with it. Misunderstood. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Again, a lot of movement going on with this. We have the water ripples. We have the candle flies kind of popping in and out of existence. We have a dark shade. Glow plants kind of wriggling about as well. I think there's also an Azurplasm cage causing the light ripples around. I even have, I think there must be a windmill. Yeah, windmill over that way is punctuating the shadows of the sun, and that will cause the shadows to be a little bit different here as well. So that's actually really interesting too. So there's a lot of life and energy going on with this. Okay. And we'll keep moving along. Thank you so much, Tinkergels. How many do I have left? Only 2 left! Oh my gosh. Emma has a gore in her estate. I'm excited about a project I'm working on where I'm going through all of the thousands of pictures I have on my website, and I'm going through and figuring out what houses they are all in, and I'm separating those out by the 83 different houses that ESO has to offer. And so if you want to have inspiration for a gore in her estate, you can click on that and see all the pictures of Gorner Estate. So that's at spicyeconomics.com. It's a work in progress right now, but I'll hopefully have that up in a couple days. I'm mostly halfway through it. I think I'll be okay. I'm excited about that. Should be helpful. Maybe even if you don't have the house, maybe it'll help you determine if you want to get a house or not. Or just get inspiration for different sizes of the houses. Okay, lovely, lovely path. Bit more like naturally matted down, but very magical feel with all the hawk moth cabbages. Creaky sounds of the forest. And everything's just so dense here. So one thing that's done very well with this so far is just that lots of times kind of like the rocky dirt of the house or like the brick or the cobblestone will be very prominent in a home, and covering it up can be maybe a difficult thing to do. So covering it up with all these vines is awesome. It makes it feel like this very dense forest, which is awesome. And we have all these green indrix and wild hunt scent and all the cool stuff. So it's awesome forest glade type of a feel. This is when auto night would be great. No, you think night would be better here? I mean, it's so protected anyway. Yeah, either way, this would probably be... The bright lights would probably pop a little bit better at night. Nice pathing on the critters. Oh yeah, and, you know, character pathing with the animals, so... The little Indric is a little bit more bouncy with energy. The other one's a little bit more stoic there. Bigger one. Yeah, it's fun to use the character pathing just to add a bit more of this energy to it. And then continuing along. Now, they did say... I don't know if it'll be a spoiler or not. I'll not say anything yet, and you can just enjoy it. And maybe if anything feels familiar, that's intentional. Okay, so... I don't know, does this feel like anything in particular? Let me know if you feel like it feels like anything in particular. They said that the best place to get a screenshot would be right next to the blue Nix ad. So here's a blue Nix ad, and I'm going to see why that would be a cool screenshot. The magical glade. Oh, I think it's so funny. I think this was inspired. They said, Imagi says this was inspired by Totoro and Arrietty from Studio Ghibli. So you can kind of see that a little bit more prominently here. It's a little funny. It's a little funny. Anyway, I like this. It's like we have these... I've watched a lot of Studio Ghibli movies, including My Neighbor Totoro. Kind of like Guardians of the Forest. It's like this is their garden. It's such a different way of doing this. I like it. It's cute. Yeah, it's super cute that way, isn't it? I like the sleepy eyes going on with those wedding blossoms. Probably hard to arrange those just right. Anyway, that's cute. That's cute. And just a very subtle thing up there. You don't really notice that until here. I love the kind of reveal, and it's so dense here as well. I'm trying to remember that played into that the girl, I don't remember her name, goes into the forest, and it's a little bit of a spooky place until she finds Totoro, who is not necessarily very like lovable, huggable, actually a little bit scary, but not dangerous, ultimately. Powerful in a way. This is on NA. Yeah, this is on the NA I don't know, however you wanted to interpret that. The cool thing about those sorts of movies is that they're very just, you know, very creative and artsy, and you can really interpret them how you want. And maybe there's no right way to really read into them either. You can try to read into them. A lot of it is about, kind of like what we were talking about before, is it's kind of evaluating the relationship between humanity and the rest of the world. Probably a fairly prominent theme in a lot of those sorts of films. And it can be very beautiful. This is Imagy on PCNA, Gorner Estate. Okay, one final hum today. I really enjoyed this one. Final hum today is from Chef Cookie. They have a moon sugar meadow. Oh, Imagy, you're here. Oh, thank you. Thanks for visiting. Oh, it's happy place. Chef Cookie called this a path of 4 seasons. So we have a garden path with a bunny hopping down the path. Oh, it's super cute. And we have... oh, a short path. I was gonna walk down the path and kind of... then I'll go back. Going right to winter. So we have the 4 seasons. So the snow makes this pretty obvious that this is going to be winter. And so we'll backtrack to autumn. And then go back to summer. And then go back to spring. Hoppy bunny. In the springtime. Okay, so this is a cute, small build in the Moon Sugar Meadow. Even though it's like 700 items. I don't know how they managed that. Very beautiful walking path here. So we have spring full of different flowers and color. Maturing a bit more into the summer here. Love all the path. Oh no, the bunny's so cute. And we have fall, the leaves starting to turn. I like how they have the different animals for different seasons as well. So yeah, so I do. They have that for the fall, more orangey color. We have the greener Indrik here in summer, and then we have the bunny. Oh, and the butterflies and everything for spring. Awesome. And then the little bear cub. Icy color with the blue Nixet as well, with the snow in the winter. Awesome. The falling petals. Yeah, there's a blooming ginkgo furnishing available for 2,000 gold from the Somerset Home Goods vendor. If you're into housing, you should go buy a bunch of those. Or have a friend go there for you if you don't have Somerset. They're really good. Especially for things like this. Again, anything that adds kind of like this movement to a home, just adds that liveliness, that energy, that more 3-dimensional, more 4-dimensional aspect to it. And I tend to just really like it. And it's usually not something that you might not even like really register too much, but it definitely feels a lot more animated when there's just a lot more of that sort of stuff going on. Okay, and that will do it. Lovely path. I don't think it goes out anywhere, does it? Oh, there's a whole other home there. I don't think that's their entry, though. I'm very tempted to go poke over there, but it's not their garden. Maybe another day. For now, let me wrap up. And go the other way. Oh, that's fun. It's fun. Getting younger is what I need. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful garden. So let me wrap up here. Thank you, everybody. Again, I'll be doing some giveaways for a Twitch chat here. And if you're on YouTube, and if you enjoyed this, I do a lot of tours like this here on the channel. If you want to subscribe, that will help an awful lot. And always inspiring. So many great homes. And I'll go through and narrow down the top 6, and I will put screenshots of these homes up on my website, spicyeconomics.com. Spicy Economics. Let's say my own thing. And we'll just have a lot of fun with this. So, incredible, incredible entries, everybody. Really inspiring. Beautiful. Lovely. Grand gardens. So have fun with housing, have fun with ESO, stay spicy. Moo.